Hi, gorgeous. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if no one has told you today, you are important, you are loved, you are supported, and you are beautiful. Thank you for tuning into today's reading. I hope you find some messages that resonate with you. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Gem. I tend to do a lot of pick a card readings, and if you'd like to check them out, I have a playlist down below. So with pick a card readings, there's different ways of watching. You could watch the whole video, or you could just choose a pile that resonates with you. Also know that every reader reads differently. I tend to do really candid readings, so warning, there will be deep messages. Another disclaimer, I am not a psychologist, I am not a therapist, so please do not use these readings as such. I am just your tarot friend on YouTube. For those of you who are interested in donating, I have an Amazon wishlist in the description, and I also have other ways of helping out the channel in the description if you would like to check that out. Know that all donations to me are greatly appreciated, and I do not expect them. Every single little thing, even watching my videos, is truly appreciated. And I'm just grateful for you to be sharing your energy with me today. So before we get started, let's cleanse this energy that we have in this video, just so you don't come into this video with negative energy and I don't come in with this video with negative energy. So let's take a deep breath together. Okay, ready? All right, today we are going to be talking about what makes you attractive. So for pile 1, we have the Lovely Omens Tarot, and the card underneath that is Six of Wands. So let me look real quick what the Six of Wands represents. I haven't had the chance to look yet, but I will do it very quickly. Six of Wands. So it says victory, confidence, recognition. Then we have the deck Animal Spirit Guidebook, and we have the Unicorn. So the Unicorn is basically a card that represents you, the viewer. It's basically a spiritual realm, like higher self being. Let's read a little bit more of it real quick. One second. It's not the golden egg. The Unicorn, it says reconnecting with higher wisdom or divinity. So somebody who is just finding themselves out more and becoming a higher self version of themselves. So that could represent pile 2. And then lastly, for the Prism Oracle deck, we have mystery. So that could be, let's read that. Somebody who's very mysterious, possibly. We also have the purple color, which represents crown chakra, a third eye chakra. So maybe that plays a part with you. Maybe that you should pick this pile if that pertains to you. Also, purple represents royalty, wealth, mystery, spiritual awareness, intuitive downloads, psychic downloads, things of that kind. And then the mystery card just represents, it's okay to not have all the answers all the time, and embrace the mysteries of life and let things happen and unfold as they need to. Surrender to the unknown. So if that applies to you, pick pile 3. Also, I wanted to mention, if you're ever interested in purchasing crystals, I sell them on my DEPOP. This is my DEPOP account. I also sell personal readings, and I will start to sell decks. I might actually have a couple decks on my account, so if you're ever interested in buying a tarot or oracle deck, you can check that out. Anyways, let's get into the reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the Lovely Omens Tarot deck, this will be your reading about what makes you special, or what makes you attractive. So what makes you attractive is that you have like an incredible sense of divine feminine. We have a lot of feminine qualities here. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Empress, which is basically divine feminine within itself. Like, you're very nurturing, you're very loving. You could be like the mother of your friends. Like, you basically mother everybody, you nurture everybody back to health. Like, you're great at giving advice, and just listening as well. You're great at communicating. Maybe you have a new moon, or maybe your moon is in Gemini, or maybe your moon is in Aries, but you could possibly also be both those signs. We also have a lot of earth here. With fire, even if you aren't fire, maybe you have a lot of fiery tendencies. Maybe you're a very passionate person. Maybe you're very action oriented. You take a lot of action. You know when to change, like, and when to start something new. You could be somebody who jumps, you jump right in. It could be a little bit reckless and risky, but you're a risk taker, and even if it fails, you don't want to ever feel regret for not taking the chance or trying. You're the type of person that is always willing to try and doesn't give up. They're very determined, very goal-oriented. Another thing about my beautiful pile 1 is you have a wonderful personality. This peacock talks about having inner beauty, and the fact that it's in reverse makes me also think it's emphasizing the inner beauty that you have. Like, you have such a great heart, beautiful heart. You care so much about everybody else. Maybe to the point where you used to like cry maybe you're a very sensitive person where you'd cry hearing really sad things, or for your friends, or just other people's experiences. Like, maybe you're the type of person that just cries with them when they cry. Very sweet. Maybe you also tend to put your feelings aside a little bit and put everybody before yours because you care so much, and that's what makes you such a beautiful person. I also think you've went through some sort of change in your life that made you realize to start putting yourself first more, and learning not to take things too much to your heart. I think you learned a great deal of discernment. It says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So you're very compassionate, you have a lot of wisdom when it comes to experiences, you give great advice, and you're very compassionate and understanding. You are such an understanding person, very patient. I think you give people the best advice and like ask them a lot of questions about how they're doing, and like you're always open to listen, but you don't ever let nowadays or you're gaining or becoming to the point where you don't let the pain or the negative stuff that's being pushed onto you, you don't let that get to you. You don't let it get to your heart. You know that there's a balance with the good and the bad. There's a balance with the negative and positive. Like, you keep a distance from that energy, and you know that it's you're like detached. You don't let it affect you. Another thing, we have surrender when it comes to conflict. I assume because we have the fire sign next to it, or just with actions, I guess. You're a person that surrenders and doesn't let your ego get in the way. You know when you're in the wrong. You know when to put your ego aside, you know when to you know when to let go, when to let things slide and let things pass. And that's such a great quality too. I feel like you're not really the type of person that fights or like, you're the type of person that talks. You always just want to talk things out and get to the bottom of things. Not the one that wants to argue or scream and yell. Like, you're very patient and just like, you just want to talk, so the surrender, like you surrender and let things go. You resist, and it's not even about like letting the person win, it's about like just creating peace for yourself and knowing like it's better to just like to let it go for yourself, to find peace within yourself and stop holding on to, or putting your ego first. And like obviously at first it's uncomfortable and to surrender, but because it hurts the ego. But when you surrender and let go, you free the parts of yourself that was working so hard to fight, and just you just create more peace for yourself. It also like gives you new opportunities to like fight for other things as well. With the magic, maybe you have a great sense of intuition. Maybe you've recently started opening your third eye and seeing like the other realm around you, like seeing signs, listening to, seeing, you're having a lot of magic, and maybe it's like you are finally understanding that magic is real and seeing like the new world with another eye, like opening your eyes to the new world. I think that's also makes you very attractive because you are quite in tune with your intuition, and maybe you're also very observant. You're very sensitive to things that you're able to like your intuition can tell what's truly going on. I think you're also very open to change. You have you're very like, you jump right into things. You don't wait. Like you're ready to go. You're ready to take the opportunity. Like you jump right into things, and you know when it's time to change things. You know when to embrace change and embrace the possibilities of a new reality emerging. Like you allow yourself to change with time, because time always changes. Like you're a very open-minded person. Like you're willing to hear other people's perspectives and change and grow as a better person. Grow within time. I think you also have a great sense of confidence and just respect for yourself. I think you gained a lot of self-love, loving yourself more, seeing your own inner beauty and loving yourself. I think you believe you are worthy, and that's what makes you special. Like I think you also you're also very fun, energetic. Even though you have this side of the mother where you're very mature and relaxed and calm, and you know when to be serious, you also have this great sense of fun, childlike energy, where you have your inner child, and you could have a blast when you want. Like you can act and be goofy when you want, You also have very strong energy. The main concepts of the story we have here is the Sun, the Empress, and the Fool. And the Fool and the Sun basically talk about new beginnings, like Fool energy being like, this one's like childlike. These two talk about childlike, And then the Fool talks about like risk taker, fun energy, the open to new opportunities type of person that you are. You're always willing to jump right into new adventures and saying yes to change. We also have karmic relationships. I didn't get to the chance to look this up yet. Let me take a look. Karmic relationships. So, soul growth and conflict. I think you're the type of person that always is, what makes you attractive is that you're always willing to grow, whether it be physically, like working out, having, changing up your surroundings, physically, and also with your soul. Like, you change your mindset, what you believe in, like, you're willing to change, and you're always growing for the better. It also says here, which is so interesting because we have 2 cards that talk about an inner child. You're always willing to have fun, looking out to have new fun, new adventures. No matter what age you are, which is great. Like, you're not willing to sacrifice the fun of life just because you are, older. You're always willing to have a good time and, appreciating the excitement in life. It says, what it said in the book, it says, we're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It is much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet that's the invitation of conflict. It's easier to react and take things personally, and it's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way growing closer through the conflict. So, you could possibly have had a lot of conflict in your life, which has made you grow more as a person. Like, every conflict that you've had, whatever it is that you're crying over or have cried over or brought pain in your life or brought you tears or sadness, you always came out on top afterwards. That's what makes you so attractive, is that you're getting stronger and stronger, and you just have become such a strong person. Tears are a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. You're always growing from conflict. Maybe you possibly have had some challenges in the past of being understood yourself, or being cherished and seen and understood. And maybe that's another thing, that the reason to why you're such a great communicator and understanding others and being able to be compassionate for others is because you understand what it's like to not be understood or heard or seen. And that's what you do that's what you give to others, is that satisfaction of being understood. Alright, so now I kind of just talked about everything, but I want to get a little bit more into the tarot cards. So with that, let's talk about a personality type with the Queen of Wands. Basically talked about being very fun, childlike, having childlike energy, being confident in yourself and loving yourself. Give me one moment. So, somebody who's very sensitive, warm, gentle, faithful, very balanced by strength. You have a lot of strength. You grew a lot of strength within yourself. The self-confidence, the self-love. You're very, you're very caring and compassionate for others, but you know when to keep it balanced and how to keep it in check. You don't get overwhelmed by it. You know how much you can take and when to limit it. the negative and positive. It also talked about you're very determined, you're very courageous, persistent. She knows what she wants in life. She's willing to go after it whenever she gets the opportunity. She can be a person that cannot be swayed from her goals, no matter how strong the opposing force is. She's independent and has a lot of friends. In fact, she's almost always the center of attention of a large group. Her charisma and enthusiasm, as well as her sensuality and sexuality, make her attractive to others. You could be like very pretty, or just very attractive to others. I think possibly you've gained such a self-confidence in yourself that you are able to, it was like your confidence almost changed your appearance as well. It's like you glue up, and people just find you so attractive now that it's like no wonder why, these guys or whoever it is like have crushes on you. Like they just find you so attractive. Like people are always paying attention to what you have to say, because it's just like you just can't be ignored by people. Like they're always paying attention to you and putting you like first. And even when you're just like you don't want it, or you don't want to be the center of attention, but you always tend to be, because people just always care of what you want to say. Like they just want to hear what you have to say. You also could be very just attractive, and people just tend to gravitate towards that attractiveness, and they put you on like a pedestal even if you don't want to. They just like they do it anyways. It could also just be your personality makes your attractiveness like 10 times more stronger. Like you have just such a great personality that it's like, no, like of course everybody loves you, like of course they like you, everything about you. Like what is there not to like? With the sun, basically just talked about the inner child, having that inner childness. Let's go back to that card. So another thing, this person is very positive, very enthusiastic and vibrant. They have a tremendous amount of stamina, enthusiasm, and whatever he or she engages in can always find the fun and humor of a side of life. The sun personally draws others to them because have such positive energy. They're very optimistic, fun-loving, smiley, enjoying life no matter what throws at them. They're likely to always be the center of attention and a social butterfly, living life to the fullest. You could possibly have a lot of friends, a lot of friends that gather around you. You're always fun, like people just like gravitate towards you. Another thing with the sun card, it talked about maybe you have to grow into your childlike tendency, your inner child a little bit more. Maybe you've been being a little bit more serious now and forgetting this inner child, and it's saying to bring this fun childlike sense back to your life. Try to have more fun in your life and realize that everything doesn't have to be so serious. That could possibly be a little advice piece there for you. But overall, I think you are a very fun, vibrant person when you want to be. The Empress, like I said, the mother, basically somebody who nurtures every person in every relationship that they're in. They're very caring, they give a lot of advice, and they're always interested in to hear how other people are doing. Even though you are put as the center of attention, you still care a lot for others. It's not like you want to be the center of attention. Obviously, everybody enjoys it because it's like it makes you feel better about yourself, but it's like it's not what you need. Like you still care so much about the people around you, and that's why they put you first. That's why they always, put you on the pedestals, because you're such a great, kind-hearted person. So the Empress, a very high sensitive person, appreciates the beauty of the simple things in life. Her environment is always decorated beautifully. You could possibly have you're very organized, very neat. You possibly have little tiny little trinkets and little like cute things you decorate your house with. Very organized, very clean. You possibly are like, you clean a lot around your space. Very just like cleanly, neat person. You also like make sure to always look nice whenever you go out. Maybe you're constantly wearing like nice, beautiful outfits, jewelry, like necklaces. Your hair might be always done, or even if you wear makeup, like you always make sure that you your surrounding and your physical body is always looking nice. Like it makes you feel better, so that's why you do it yourself. Very nurturing at heart. This person is a loving mother, cares for others. She's a friend who's always there to listen and confess her innermost self, giving love and hugs to reassure that everything will be okay. A very caring, loving person. And then with the Fool, so somebody who's like a risk taker, loves to take risks, maybe like, you probably also have like, your past, whatever it is, this past that you grew from, like, you make the most out of it. You look at the positive things that came from this. You don't let it hold you back. You still adventure, you still begin, you still have new beginning, new opportunities. You still take that leap of faith, and still continue life. You don't let it hold you back from things. You don't let it, block you and put a wall up and not let you ever try any new things because you're scared. Like, you still hold on to your past and look at the positive of it. You still appreciate it and acknowledge the past. But you don't let it hold you back. That is what makes you attractive, pile 1. Let's pull some message cards, possibly what your spirit guides or spirit angels would like to say to you, to also help notify, just some more messages of what makes you attractive. And then we will pull some charms. So with the messages, ooh, this one's like folded. I don't know what the heck happened to this one. Okay. Right. 1. 2. 3. It says covered in bugs. Covered in bugs. It's time to take action. Maybe you've been letting things get a little bit dirty around you. Maybe you've been feeling down or sad, so things have started to become dirty, like just representing like your sadness. And it's saying, it's time to take action, whatever it is, like time to, bring your whole self back into balance. Like maybe you're watching this video to lift your spirits up, and maybe it's time to take control now and clean your surrounding space again. Alright, covered in bugs. Could also just be like maybe somebody around you is covered in bugs, or maybe has likes bugs or something. Speaking of which, that could be their name. It could be Jake, Josh, John, Joe, James, Jacob, Jamie, Jen, Jade, or Jeremy. Maybe it starts with a J or starts with a B. Brandon, Brooke, Bobby, Bella, Blake, Bethany, Ben, Bradley, Billy, or even Kate, Kyle, Clyde, Kayla, Kevin, Chloe, I almost said Casey. Oh wait, yeah. Casey, Casper, Kara. Okay, that could be one of their names. Also, maybe you recently had a fight with one of these people and you decided to just surrender and, surrender for your own peace of mind and give in and be like, okay, yeah, whatever, and not have to argue till you win. You kind of just like to have your own peace of mind. I want to ask another card exactly what Covered in Bugs represents. What does Covered in Bugs represent? Oh. It says live, love, laugh. And it says, I'm jealous of your wealth. I have no idea. I guess you could take your own interpretation of that. Maybe you are quite wealthy or have some sort of royalty and wealth or high status. And maybe there's somebody who is covered in bugs, doesn't have that great opportunity or that sense of wealth, who likes to fight with you maybe. And it's because the reason why they fight with you is because they're jealous of your wealth. Maybe they're like an older person, maybe around in their 30s or 40s, that often have signs in their house that says live, laugh, love or something, or have that on their Facebook, or just say that a lot as to remind them to be more positive in their lives. But they tend to, maybe they're just, fight with you because they're jealous, of your wealth. Peacock. Another thing with peacock I wanted to mention, there was other great things about the peacock that I didn't get to talk about. Ma'am. You need to relax, okay? I was trying to find the freaking peacock until I got assaulted by my damn computer. Okay, it says inner beauty, compassion, a simulator of everything. So the beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it overcomes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resonates within and extends toward indefinitely. It's not, you didn't gain inner beauty because of your conflict. You always had this inner beauty. You've always been this special, kind person. You just grew into a more respectable, discerned, putting your foot down, respectable, getting respect from others type of person because of this growth. Whatever conflict that you've had, you've grown to respect yourself more and know when and demand respect from others. You're very rare person. Many people have tried to reach this level of acceptance of others, but others may not have reached it. But you're a special person, and you were able to find that love for yourself, that inner love. Peacock. It says reestablish priorities. Magic. Maybe there's something in your life that is currently needing to be reestablished. So, maybe you've recently been feeling down, like I was saying, maybe that's why you're watching this video, and it's saying maybe you've lost the confidence, or maybe you're starting to feel bad about yourself today, or because sometimes self-love comes in waves. Some days you'll be feeling very great about yourself and loving yourself, and then others, other days, sometimes it just is hard to. And maybe this is a sign to start reestablishing your priorities and try to put yourself first a little bit more. And just doing the little things for yourself, you know, caring for yourself, and, you know, like cleaning up your space, or doing the dishes, or like doing a little self-care, like where you're brushing your teeth, putting on teeth whiteners, doing a little like routine, skin routine, putting on a face mask, drinking some tea, watching a movie, like things like that. And whatever it is that you're putting first, possibly, maybe you might not want to put first. Maybe you are talking to somebody and you're putting them a little bit on a pedestal, and maybe it's saying to reestablish your priorities and make sure you always put yourself first. You know, obviously there should be fairness. It shouldn't be all about you, but like, you know, don't let your needs get pushed aside. That is what I'm trying to say. Magic card. It says ramen noodles. I don't know why I always get this freaking card. Ramen noodles. Maybe you've had some sort of magical experience with ramen noodles, or at a ramen noodles place, or with somebody who you eat ramen noodles with. And it's just so like shocking or magical, or just, I don't know, something that you need to be more aware of with this person. Okay, communication is key. I always get the same messages. I don't know why. I like shuffle these. I literally shuffled this deck. I don't understand. Alright, we got feet. This always makes me like think about grounding yourself. So like ground yourself. Maybe try to work on your root chakra, like strengthening your root chakra. Instead of jumping into everything so much, maybe it would be nice to think a little bit before you jump right into it. And, you know, sometimes it's good. Change is good, but also sometimes it's good to know when to stay with things. You know, like there needs to be a balance as well with that. So maybe that's a little message for you. It also says, I will support you. I think this is you talking to you. Like, you're always going to be there for yourself. You're always going to be able to support yourself and love. As much as you love others, start loving yourself, you know, like you are special, you are beautiful, you are wonderful. You are literally like the epitome of like ungodly. Like you are so extremely special, and there's no one else out there like you. You know? Drink water, maybe you need to drink more water. And caramel candles, maybe you need to light up a caramel candle for yourself. You have also a wonderful smile. I think you have such a beautiful smile, and everybody finds, maybe you have like really nice teeth, or everybody just finds your smile very attractive. It also says underneath here, it says clean up your space, like I was saying, you know, clean up the space around you, you know. I feel like you're a very neat person, and like you like when there's neatness, and cleaning up your space will definitely help you feel better about yourself. All right. Lastly, we are going to pull some charms for you, my pile one, and that will be it for your reading. So you have some charms here, some numbers, and I'm going to shuffle them and then pull them out for you. We have a turtle stuck to my hand and an elephant. And we have G and X, and a V went flying over here. So that could be some sort of important initials. Maybe somebody says goodnight kisses to you, and maybe that person is a Virgo. Elephants remind me of Virgo. We also have a turtle. This person could another person could be a Pisces, or a water sign. And then this person could be a earth sign or a fire sign. And then we got GNX, goodnight kisses. Maybe that's somebody you're currently talking to. We have the number 2, which could represent the number 2 specifically. Wait, let me leave them in its area. Numbers also have a great importance as well. So the number 2 talks about balance. Maybe you really need to find balance within this priority. Like you need to find, you have such great inner balance with like yourself. Maybe you need to start working more on that when you talk to possibly love interest. You know, maybe you are having difficulties with your love life because you tend to put the other person on a pedestal and you're always like on top of them trying to nurture them. But you need to know, you need to pull back from that a little bit and let them nurture you, you know, and love you and help you. Finding more balance with that. Finding more balance with your love. And your partnership. It also says balance, partnership, and duality. Jesus Christ. Can I not say that? Duality. Duality. Okay. I just had like a freaking stroke. I don't know what the hell. Being more, just having more balance within your relationship, you know, have it where it's, learn more about the Libra energy, find more Libra, like where the balance scale, where it's like one person, make it 50-50, where it's equal and shared, with both of you. It should be like the 2 of Cups, where both of you guys are giving and both of you guys are receiving, you know, an equal share, a fairness, a balance within this partnership, you know, being parallel with each other, like being equal. So that could be something you're dealing with your love life. This person could possibly be a Q, maybe their initial is Q. It also has a flower here, maybe a sunflower, maybe somebody calls you like cute flower or cutie, or maybe this person calls you cutie and buys you flowers. Maybe their name starts with an N, because there's also an N here. We got V and M as well. So I just thought of like waves, van. Maybe somebody drives a van. Maybe somebody rides waves. Maybe they like surf. We got music, a crown, made with love. And we got PP. Oh. This could just be for some of you, but maybe there's not a balance when it comes to your sex life with this person. Maybe this person takes more than gives to you, and maybe that would help to reestablish more of a balance between you if you ask them and communicate with them to be a little bit more giving in that area. Boo. Maybe you guys started talking in Halloween, or maybe you scared them during Halloween, being like, boo, during some sort of Halloween event. Maybe somebody dressed up as a bat or had bat decorations in their house where you guys like talked. Maybe it was the first time you guys hooked up. We also have like some sort of plane ride. Maybe you guys traveled together, or this could be some sort of like necklace maybe this person bought you, like charm necklace that they gave you. We got the crown and the made with love. I think this crown represents you, the Queen of Wands, like taking action. Maybe you're always very like attentive and always taking action with them. You're always going out of your way for them, and you know, doing everything out of love. And that is such a beautiful trait. Like, it is so nice and sincere, but maybe it's good to also step back a little bit, and so you give them enough time and enough space in order to do the same for you. Their name could be Nick, specifically. I'm seeing Nick here. Maybe they are a Pisces, because we have a fish and a turtle right next to it, which makes me think of Pisces. We got a turtle. Maybe they're also into music. We got tying the knot, like tying knots here. Maybe this person they ride boats, or maybe they want to tie the knot with you. We also got a crown here, a king crown, which is pretty funny. Maybe you guys need to find the balance of you having a crown and them having a crown. Like, nobody should be on a pedestal. Both of you should be on a pedestal because he's the king and you're the queen, or vice versa. You could also be a male. Just because I keep saying she or her, know that it's just because there's a lot of divine feminine here, so that's why I'm reading it as that. We also have a skull here, which makes me think of the death card, some sort of death, transition, growing into a better person. Maybe you're still in the process of growing and learning, or maybe you've went through this and you already have learned this. We have a tree, growth right next to the skull. Yes, definitely some sort of growth. You've definitely grown after the transition. We also have some sort of like berry tree or something. Maybe the tree has grown so much that you started growing berries. Like, oh my god, why is there a piece of hair on here? I literally... Get out of here. This piece of hair will not leave. I'm sorry. Okay. So there's like some sort of like berries or like bush. Okay, that made me really think of like perverted things. I do not know why. I apologize in advance. Maybe somebody has grown a bush, or maybe you have a green thumb, maybe you actually like to grow like, fruit. That also makes me think of like nurturing, like the Empress has a lot of fruition, like has a lot of abundance. Maybe this person is very providing, like you provide a lot or they provide a lot, like they have the fruit to give, the abundance to give, a lot of materialistic things to give. Maybe that's how they show their love to you, is by giving things. Maybe they're from Texas. I'm getting like Texas vibes. We got like a bull. I think that's what they're called. Bull. Yeah, bulls. We have a bull here, or a ram. Little charm. And it's right by the Aries. So this person somebody could definitely be an Aries. Maybe they traveled to Texas recently, or they are traveling to Texas, or they're from Texas. Maybe they want to make traveling plans with you, like romantic love trips with you. I just thought of what, I don't know. Maybe they say that. We have 3 here. 3 also is a very important number. 3 represents creativity, groups, and growth. It's funny how we have that right next to the tree, which also represents growth, and then we also have it as a butterfly is right near it as well, which represents some sort of transformation, similar to the death card. So you have definitely went through some sort of transition, whether it be with whoever's involved in this group, whether it be with the Aries or whoever else I'm mentioning in this talk that we're having. Someone could be named Nick, someone could also be named like something with a B and an F, or this could just represent boyfriend, like BF is boyfriend, or BFF, we have best friend. Maybe you have a girl best friend, there's a girl right next to it, and there's a cat as well. Maybe you guys all want to make plans together to go on a trip. We have a cat. Maybe this girl has a cat. They could also be a Pisces because we have the fish right next to that. And then we also have a little like toy donkey. Maybe they could be an ass sometimes, or maybe they're very like childlike as well. They're like very childlike with you as well. And we have the turtle right next to that as well, so they could definitely be some sort of water sign. Specifically, I'm getting Pisces. They could be like your soul or twin flame, like they're very like reflective of who you are as a person. Okay, we also have the number 19, we have the number 10, and we have the number 6. And we have a key, we have an O, we have a boat. Maybe you guys are going on like a cruise or some sort of boat together. Maybe this Aries is really good on boats and is really good at tying knots on boats. There could also be a possibility of where they propose to you, or wherever you get proposed to. I don't know why I thought of that. Maybe that's something that they want to do, is like propose to you on a boat. Let's look at the number 6. So 6 talks about communication, cooperation, and harmony. And then, so especially when it's right next to what I was talking about before, maybe it would be good if you communicated to that person the needs that you need in a relationship, something to help you feel more balanced within your love relationship. We also have 2 hearts, so I'm definitely getting some sort of love involved with this. We have the number 10. 10 represents completion, end of a cycle, and renewal. It's funny that that came out because I was also shuffling these cards, and one of the cards said like the end is near. So maybe you guys are currently having conflicts and know that this conflict will come to an end soon. So, you know, be patient, and it will come to an end soon. It won't last forever. Next to the 10, we have, to help us further understand, we have a skeleton, another skeleton. So maybe you haven't went through this transformation yet, and maybe you are going to soon, and that's what the skeleton here is. Maybe it will come to an end, and you will have this transformation, this completion, like a rebirth, some sort of renewal. And maybe it will help you appreciate and smell the roses, and like appreciate life more, and maybe make life more fulfilling than it currently is. It says Dunes. Maybe you watched that movie Dunes with them, or maybe you watched it on your own or liked the movie, or maybe you like sand dunes, because this makes me think of sand dunes here. Going on the beach, running on the beach. Maybe you're like somewhere where there's a lot of sand, like Egypt, or from Egypt, or like Florida, or just where there's like beaches. We also have SA, as if. SA, like as, just making me think of as, or ass. Maybe somebody's being an ass, or you're just like, as if I would allow that to happen, or something. There's also a lock here. Maybe somebody's trying to tie the knot with you, or lock you, or achieve you, or ask you out, or, and you're just like, as if, you know, like you're afraid of starting this connection because you just like, I don't know, you're just afraid. And this is saying like, and you're just being like, as if I would want to start a relationship. But like the key over here is here. It's like maybe you need more communication, like, in order to end this cycle of being single, in order to have a relationship. You know, you need to communicate more what it is that you want and understand how to set boundaries when it comes to a relationship rather than friends. Maybe you're just really close friends with this person as well. I'm not really getting that though. Maybe you also have an additional girl best friend who's coming out in this connection. Maybe she gives you a lot of advice about this person, specific person. I'm also seeing maybe this person is from Texas and like rides horses, or is from the mountains or something, like cowboy or something. Also, maybe you guys share same taste in music. Alright, that is all that I have for you, pile 1. Actually, no, wait, let me mention the 19. We have 19 here as well, so 1019 could be important, 619 could be important, or 219 could be important. I don't know specifically how to decipher or like the simplify the numbers yet. I don't know how readers do that. I need to do a little bit more research on that. So if you have any knowledge of that, please let me know in the comments. But that is what I have for you so far, pile 1. Thank you so much for staying to the very end. I hope you found some messages that resonated with you, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile 2s, and if you chose the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, the deck looks like this, and this will be your reading about what makes you attractive. So, let's talk about the signs that are here just to help you further decide whether this is your pile. We have specifically water signs here with the shark, so that could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. That also doesn't have to be your sign. This could also just be how you act with your emotions, specifically, or with love, because water represents, like cups represents water, and cups represents water, and that represents like people's emotions and love. So that could just be how you act with that. Then we have new moon in Gemini. You could possibly be a Gemini or have a moon placement in Gemini. We also have cups here as well, how you act with emotions, or you could be one of those placements, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We have wands. This could be how you act or how you take action with wands. So with wands could also represent fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then we have the star, which is Aquarius energy. You could be, there's like specifically Aquarius. And then we have some more water, the King of Cups. You could have a lot of water placements in your chart. And King of Cups also represents Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. So let's start off with the shark. The shark is definitely somebody who is willing to put themselves in uncomfortable situations in order for the common good. Like, they are willing to step up, in difficult situations. They're willing to, like, stand up to people, to not give in. They're different and they're out from the norm, and they're willing to, they're not gonna like sacrifice their happiness, or they're not gonna sacrifice their boundaries or other people's boundaries, you know, just to make someone else happy, if that makes sense. Like, this person is the type of person that sticks up for other people and sticks up for themselves, and they're comfortable with being in uncomfortable situations. Like, they're not gonna fold just because they don't want to be in this uncomfortable situation. Like, they will tell, like, for an example, like, for example, like, you know, some of my friends, they will go to like a nail salon or whatever, and they won't say anything, and they'll just let the nail, like, they'll say like what they want, but like if the person like messes up on their nails, they won't say anything, and they'll still pay for it and like just walk away, and they'll be like, and then complain about it after, about how they wanted something different. Like, this shark would be the one to be like, hey, like, can you actually redo this? Or, hey, like, I'm sorry, I don't really like the way this is coming out. Like, is there any way that we could make something different? Like, they speak up. You know, they're outspoken. They're very direct, and not even in like an aggressive way. Like, they're like, it doesn't come out off as like rude or snobbiness or arrogance. It's like they are just, you know, they're just respecting themselves. You know, they're not coming off as like attacking the other person. They just like are speaking up. They also are very honest, maybe a little bit brutally honest, and I think they try to do it in a nicer way, like being honest, but they're always going to tell you the truth. They're people that are like very good at giving advice. Maybe a lot of people come to this person for advice, but like not often, just because sometimes it's a little bit too hard to hear, like because it's so brutally, or because it's very honest, and sometimes people are like, you know, I'd rather hear something that's going to make me feel good, you know. But like when it's serious and they need to know like a good like advice from somebody, or a good response, and like they're always going to say the truth, they come to the shark. They come to you. I think the shark is also very protective. I think they're great at like protecting others from harm. Maybe they're the type of person that if they see somebody like in trouble, or if they see somebody like, you know, not in the best position, or just in like an awkward situation, they're always willing to help the person out, or, you know, do something in order to help. They're also very protective of themselves. They maybe have like a bit of a wall up. I think they're the type of person that gives a lot of advice for others, but they're not the type of person that talks a lot about how they're feeling. Maybe they are the type to keep a lot of things in, especially like their anxiety here. We have it in reverse. Sorry about this cut. I literally died while surfing. But yeah, so the anxiety, I think this person is very good they either don't have a lot of anxiety, maybe they went through a phase of their life where they have gotten really good at, you know, not worrying about things so much or overthinking, but I don't think it's fully gone, and I think they just developed to be better at hiding it. Like, I think they've kind of just keep it in. So that's where I'm getting, like, they kind of have this wall up and with their emotions. And some advice specifically for this person is, maybe, you know, you are able to give such good advice to others, and, you know, and communicate about how they're doing. Maybe it's time for you to communicate on how you're feeling, like these deep anxieties that you're having. It may help. Also could just be a sign that you're very good at communication. You could be a patient, like, communicative person. Maybe you're very patient and you try to always hear the person out rather than exploding. Like, you wait and you try to hear the whole story before, things escalate. You're open-minded. I think that's what also makes you very attractive, is that you stand up for yourself, but you're also like a very like understanding, patient, like emotionally intelligent person. And you're not afraid to be afraid. You're not afraid to jump into the unknown with 2 feet. Like, you are always willing to keep pushing and have this courage to, to face fear. I think you're also very committed to yourself, to the point where I think maybe you're in some sort of, maybe you went through some sort of phase or some sort of tower moment, because this usually comes after a tower moment. The card specifically comes after the tower card. So maybe you went through some sort of tower moment and it's changed you, it's changed your whole life. You've become a different person, to the point where you're starting to understand yourself better and understand the world around you, as well as understand the people around you. And you went through some sort of very, like, introspection. You've sat with yourself, meditated, or maybe just spent time with yourself and started really focusing on who you are, understanding what it is that you want, where you want to be. Like, you just really sat with yourself and self-reevaluated. You, like, looked within, and so it's just made you into a better person, and understanding, like, that you need to put yourself first. Maybe this is what helped you figure out that you need to be more outspoken and say, sometimes you have to say things that are hard to say. You have to talk about to people. Sometimes you have to say things that are hard to speak about. But I definitely think that this meditation has taught you a lot, and you've learned a lot about yourself, and you went through some sort of realignment or change, and it's just changed you for the better. Like, you are, most of the time people don't say anything because they're just afraid, or they have fear of how the person's going to react to their comment, or how they, speak up for themselves. But if you do it in a respectful, kind way, and just, be like, hey, like, I would like it if this could be done instead. Or, just, no one's gonna think you're a bitch. You're just speaking up for yourself. If people think you're a bitch for speaking up for yourself, it's because they want to take advantage. And this shark, that's what makes this shark so attractive, is that they're willing to speak up for others who can't. I think this person is also quite delightful. They're very, kind. They're very, like, maybe they've gained a lot more happiness and joy within their life now that they've went through this, like, transition or this change. It might have not been a big change. It could have been a little change, but it was still a change. This person has grown. And they also, like, reinvoked that joy and happiness within others as well. I think their commitment to themselves are being tested. Maybe recently they've been like almost been like on the spot with others. Like, maybe there's been situations that have came up where somebody's trying to, like, you know, aggravate you or start problems with you, or, you know, trying to get you to fold or get you to give in, or, you know, just situations like the universe is giving you, like, testing you, and you still are respectful, kind, and you end up always putting yourself first too. Like, you end up always, even in every situation, you still speak up for yourself. You don't just be like, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal, so I'll just, you know, ignore it. You still always, every single time you talk up, you know, you speak up in a nice, respectful way. So with synergy also, we have the frequency of synergy also supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, never seen before combinations, the unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It's a reminder to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth into the reality. So just like, you know, you're a new person. It's like you're brand spanking new, and that's what makes everybody so, like, intrigued. They're like, holy crap, like, that person's, like, who is that person? This person has changed so much, has grown so much, has become so, like, mature and emotionally intelligent. They're just like, no wonder why you're so attractive, you know? Like, you are outspoken, you know, you're fun, you're kind. It's just like, who wouldn't like you? I'm also getting a sense of, this is just a reminder for you as well, some advice that it would like to, you know, the universe or your spirit guides would like to give you, is that remember that if you're ever having a difficult time, or you ever go through some sort of difficult moment, that all paths lead to home. And maybe find ways of grounding yourself, maybe by, you know, contemplating and realigning again. Know that just because you did it once and change doesn't mean that if you do it again, you won't grow. If you do it again, you will just keep growing. You know, if you keep meditating, hermiting, if you keep going within and, like, maybe, like, you know, isolating a bit, and just sitting, not like isolating, but sitting with yourself for a bit and really just being like, hey, like, you know, I need some time for myself, and figure out, like, writing, journaling, you know, taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, doing some self-care stuff, not drinking too much, and just, like, you know, eating well, and just, you know, being with yourself for a bit will always bring you back to, you know, it will always bring you to a better spot than you were before. And know that this is great, and I think maybe you are doing a lot of this, and that's what is helping you grow so much. But also know that it's always good to communicate to others as well, and talk about how you're feeling to your friends, family, or loved ones. And try to also keep those relationships. Know that don't, like, try to maintain those relationships while you are putting yourself first, you know? Like, sometimes you gotta make the little sacrifices for your friends to show that you're still committed to the relationship and their friendship. If you keep, like, you know, ignoring them, or just being like, hey, I can't come out, like, maybe do it once in a while, like on the weekends, and spend time with them, or spend time with your loved ones, just to show that you really do care and you still care for them. And you could possibly be doing that already, and that's another thing that also makes you attractive, you know, like, you're willing to put balance and have balance within your life, where you're able to balance yourself and the others around you. Some other great things about you. So the star brings of hope, faith, a sense that you are truly blessed by the universe. I think this is, you know, a good luck charm showing you that now, after all of this turmoil or hardness, it's only going to go up from here. You entered a peaceful, loving phase in your life filled with calm energy, mental stability, and more in-depth understanding of both yourself and the others around you. It's a time of significant growth and development as you are ready to receive many blessings from the universe. You allow yourself to dream, to aspire, to elevate in any way possible so you could reach the stars, and they are right there waiting for you. You also may find a rediscovering of a sense of meaning, inspiration, or purpose in your life. You may be making some significant changes in your life, transforming yourself from the old you into the you new. Out with the old, in with the new. Some specific characteristics that could represent you and why people find you attractive could be that you are hopeful, you are uninhibited, calm, optimistic. Others are drawn to the star as they find these individuals very uplifting. They could be just near here, puts you at ease, and they're very welcoming. For this reason, the star's personality are talented counselors, motivational speakers. They also have a certain star quality that may see them thriving in the limelight. They could be very just a welcoming, open arms type of person. What makes you attractive is that you're kind, you're sensitive, but you aren't a pushover. You know, you still respect yourself, you still respect your boundaries, and you establish healthy boundaries with others. There are a high level of emotional intelligence and use the understanding of their emotional needs and inner self to master the relationships around them. He's positive, he's balanced and calm, influencing on others, always there to help. So, I think you're a very good listener to others. I think you are a great listener to your friends, and that's why they love to always come to you for advice. You're very honest, but you also do it in a kind, respectful way, and understanding of how they could possibly be feeling. And I always think you're always there to help, you know, you could possibly also have been growing into a little bit more of a masculine energy. We have the King of Cups, so maybe you're becoming more a dominant energy, or you're being more, you know, forthright. You're putting your foot down, being more you know, what is it called? You're being more dominant, you know, have more of a dominant presence instead of being that nurturing kind that kind of lets them walk all over them. You know, you're being more, you aren't a pushover. You're not letting people push over you in any way possible. You respect yourself and you know what you deserve. Another thing too, this person is very sociable, loving, sensuous, has a gift of intelligence combined with a strong intuition. So I think you also have a great sense of the solar plexus chakra, your gut. You have a great gut feeling. Maybe you're the type of person that tells somebody, your friend or whatever, and you're like, I have a gut feeling that this person is not who they say they are. And you always end up being right. And people are just like, how were you right about that? You just have a great sense of understanding your mind and your gut as well. It's balanced, it's balanced. Just how you'd want to balance your friendships with yourself you also have a great balance of your mind and your heart. With the yellow color, we have specifically each color also represents something. And for the yellow, that correlates with the solar plexus chakra, like what I was saying, like your gut. It also helps control your moods and emotional needs beyond your first brain, so like your heart. I think you're really emotionally attuned, like you are, you're very patient, you're very, like, you can control your emotions. You have a very great control over your emotions. You don't let things get to you, and you know when to walk away from a situation, just for, like, the peace of yourself. I think you also are gaining a lot of self-esteem and self-respect, and just overall, like, positivity. I think you're becoming more of a positive person. Not, like, negatively, not, like, you know, toxically positive. You're not, like, constantly being, like, only talk about positive things. You are, like, you know, you find a balance. You know when, you know, you still let those negative feelings out. You still can communicate those negative feelings with others. And lastly, we'll talk a little bit more about the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands, and then I'll pull some messages for you. With specifically the Four of Cups, it's talking about, like, realignment. So you definitely have went through some sort of introspection or withdrawal. You're retreating into your own inner world so you can concentrate on what integrates with you and what grounds you. Maybe you've done a lot of grounding and becoming more like a stable, a mentally stable person. You're not jumping from thing to thing. You did a lot of meditation, a lot of grounding. It's just a little, like, message as well from this card. It says, just be careful that you don't shut your friends off or your loved ones or appear disinterested in their lives. You know, find a balance, and I think you are finding a balance. Let them know that you need some alone time, but you're also willing to reconnect with them once you are ready. It also is a message to not force yourself to go out. If you don't want to go out, then you don't have to, but also know that relationships are go both ways. So if you're not reciprocating the energy, they won't reciprocate it anymore. Like, know that it has to be a balance within a relationship as well. If your friend is going out of their way to text you constantly and you don't go out of your way to text them at all, they're going to stop doing that at some point. You know, it has to be, you know, the Two of Cups, a shared, equal, given system. So, another thing too, you could possibly be feeling uninspired currently, or disappointed with the world around you. Everything seems hard. Maybe you're going through a little bit of a difficult time and you need to be uplifted with these messages. Know that maybe it's a time for you to retreat as well again, and you know, sit with yourself and contemplate these challenges and talk to yourself of what you think is best. Talk to your gut, your heart, and contemplate what is best for you, because at the end of the day, you're the one who make the decisions. You're the one who, it's your life, not anybody else's. Whatever your gut is telling you, listen to it, you know, because the challenges, you can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. They will always be there, and at some point you will have to deal with them head on. So, you know, take the time to reflect on them and try to figure out what it is that you want, but you know, make a decision. You could also possibly be reluctant to open up your feelings. Maybe you haven't done this withdrawal in a while, And it's saying to go back there and, possibly reflect on what it is that is bothering you, what is upsetting you, and maybe communicate those anxieties or your overthinking to a close one, to a lover, to a best friend, to someone who is willing to listen. Don't isolate. It's good to sit with yourself and contemplate sometimes and withdraw, but don't isolate yourself from the world around you. Okay, the Eight of Wands, possibly how you take action with this situation. So some sort of plan, make a plan. Maybe you're the type of person that thinks a lot more before they act, which is another great quality of you. You're not impulsive. You think a lot before you take action. And that's another thing that people love about you so much. You're not willing to get aggressive. You're not willing to jump to conclusions. You're willing to listen to people out and think about it and then come back to it on a brighter day. I think also you are, a great thing about you as well is you are aligning your resources so that you could actively pursue a goal and you're getting your life in order physically, physical health, emotional health, and energy level as well as spiritually in order so you could get into a better position to move forward within your plans. You're like gathering everything together before you could take action, which is such a great thing about you is, you're not like jumping right into it. You're really thinking about it first. And like when it comes to the time that you have to face your fears, you're willing to do it. All right. So that is what makes you so special. We are going to pull some message cards as well for you and then pull some charms. Hopefully you got some messages that have helped you in any way. All right. Give me one moment and I'll pull your cards. So I have these and I accidentally started shuffling and then this one came out and I think this applies so well. It could also maybe your commitments with others are being tested. Like not only with yourself, putting yourself first, your commitment to yourself, but also to your friends as well, your loyalty to your friends. So maybe you need to reach out to them and see who is there to actually help you and be your friend. Because maybe you are helping others a lot more than you're helping, your own emotions and communicating on how you feel, protection, message for pile 2 on what makes them attractive. It says drink water. Maybe you're dehydrated right now, possibly need to drink some water. Or maybe you're drinking a lot of water recently. Putting yourself first. We got flowers. Maybe smell the flowers while you are out grounding yourself in nature. Or buy some flowers for yourself. We also have focus on school, study. Maybe you're stressing out about school. Some advice from me specifically about school is know that the quickest way I could give you advice is C's get degrees, okay? So don't be stressing out. Obviously, you want to get a good grade. You want to pass. You want to get, A or B or whatever because, you get, better things with those grades. But, don't kill yourself over school. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Work smarter, not harder. You know, try to find the quickest way of doing things. If you have to write essays, bro, listen, when I write essays, I literally like, I don't know if I should be sharing this, but when I'm like really lazy and I'm just so tired and I just like can't push myself to do it, I'm like, you know what, screw this. I just like, I look up what the person wants, right? The exam or what question they're asking me. I copy everything off the website. Listen, just keep listening. Copy it all, paste it on my document. Then I highlight the whole thing and then use word tune. Word tune. Okay? Not sponsored. Click, it will change every sentence, rewrite every sentence for you to the point where it's not copywritten. So just do that, you know, like it took me maybe a couple hours, 2 hours at most, you know, instead of spending like your whole day suffering, trying to finish this thing, putting your health aside, putting your happiness aside for a freaking stupid essay that literally doesn't mean crap to your future, like, or your career. Girl, like, work harder, not smarter. I meant work smarter, not harder. Jesus Christ. You know, you know what I did? And you know what grade I got on that essay, bro? A 95. A 95! Like, if I'm gonna get the same grade as somebody who's getting A's in the class, like, why are you trying so hard? You know, like, if you're gonna get the same grade at the end of the day. Okay, it says, I'm jealous of your style. Maybe you have a friend who is jealous of your style, or maybe you have somebody who likes your style a lot. Delight. Okay, it says, don't care about what others think. Maybe you've been thinking hard about what other people think about you. We also have, I'm jealous of your beauty. Maybe somebody is jealous of how pretty you are, or how good looking you are. Don't care about what other people think. You know, other people's opinions usually are based on insecurities. Usually people push their insecurities onto you. So maybe a great thing about you is that you don't care about what other people think. You're willing to step out of, you know, your own comfort zone in order to, and you're not willing to suppress yourself just because other people want you to. Like, you're willing to be yourself always. You have courage. I'm jealous of your beauty. Maybe somebody is jealous on how beautiful and such a great person you are. Four of Cups. It says dolphin. This reminds me of water signs, so could be, we have two. Oh, we have this one as well. Okay, dolphin, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We have a lot of water signs, so you could possibly be a water sign. Also reminds me specifically of Pisces energy, so you could possibly have that somewhere. We also have I dream about you. Maybe you are dreaming about somebody from the past or something that you've had to realign, and maybe you're contemplating your past and thinking back to the past, and it's saying, like, you know, maybe to realign yourself and find realignment again and realize why things had to change. Or it could just be also somebody's currently dreaming about you or had a dream about you. Maybe about your past self or who you are now that they're dreaming about. The Star. The end is near. So maybe the end of this cycle is near. So like, you know, the Tower moment and the Star of you growing. Maybe the cycle is renewing, you know, ups and downs. maybe the chaos that has, quaked from the tower moment is slowly ending. The suffering is almost gone. You're almost to where you need to be, the position you need to be, the King of Cups. Also, the King of Cups make great partners because they're so communicative, patient, understanding. They're not willing to, like, jump to conclusions. They're very understanding, very, communicative. It says, I miss you. Maybe that person is just had a dream about you and they're currently missing you. But no, you're a bad bitch now and you don't need them. Whoever it was in the past, they took advantage of your niceness, they miss that person that didn't stick up for themselves. And now you're a bad bitch who sticks up for themselves. Synergy. One, two. I didn't get any cards. These names could possibly be significant. Any name that starts with an H, any name that starts with an N, or any name that starts with an E. We got Hannah, Heidi, Harper, Holly, Harper. I don't know why I wrote Harper twice. Harry, Henry, Haley, Hope, Nick, Nicole, Nolan, Nina, Noah, Nathan, Nancy, Naomi, Natalie, Eric, Ella, Ezra, Avon, Ezekiel, Eolin, Emily, Ethan, Aaron. Maybe one of those could be your name specifically, and that's just saying, like, you've became a new person, the synergy. That's what the card talks about. Or maybe, this card came out twice. Oh my god. Somebody wants to marry you. That could possibly be the ex or whoever this past person was. But it also could be a new possibility, somebody who's coming into your life or who is currently in your life. Like I said, the King of Cups makes a great partner, great companion, great lover. And maybe there's somebody out there that really wants to marry you. Somebody who thinks you're like home. Maybe you're very stable and you're very supportive of them. Maybe you're like a rock to them. Very emotionally stable for them. Maybe this is one of their names. Okay. So with that, we are going to do some charms, and then that will be the end of your reading. We got a lot of numbers. We have A and we have a U on my hand. We also have K that flew over here. Maybe their name is K, whoever is dreaming about you. Oh, A went flying again. Definitely think possibly somebody with an A name. We have P, we have S, we have U. We have a pentacle here, or a half of a pentacle. Maybe you're gaining more financial stability, or somebody's gaining more financial stability in this reading. We have 2 10s. The end is near. That's crazy. We literally have 2 10s here, and it says the end is near. So with numbers, you have 1 to 10, and usually 10 represents the end, or the end of a cycle. So the fact that we have 2 10s is pretty funny. We also have 9, we have 8, we have 2 1s, so a new cycle is starting. A new change is starting. And then we have 4. Maybe a new change in music specifically, because we have music. Maybe you're some sort of artist that likes to play music or something with music. We have JU. Could be initials. Could be something. JC could be something initial. We have 4. We have X. Let's look at the number meanings of the numbers. So with the 1 represents new beginnings. We have a double number, so that's very significant in this reading, the fact that it came up twice. We have new beginnings, opportunities, potential. So you have new potential to end this cycle. The 10 represents completion, end of a cycle, renewal. You know, this is starting to become into this. And then 4 is structure, stability, manifestation. I think maybe you're manifesting the great life that you want by writing it down, contemplating, meditating on it. I think you're becoming more grounded, more stable. 8 represents mastery, action, and accomplishments. So I think you're achieving a lot of accomplishments. You're taking more action for yourself. You're thinking things through and then taking action, and you're becoming a master at it. The 9 also, it's like 8, 9, 10. It's almost like a thing here. 9 talks about fruition, attentment and fulfillment. Sorry, I couldn't read that word. I think I'm dyslexic. Attentment. We also have a key, a crown, and a skeleton with a hat on over here. So, protection. Maybe you're protecting. This could possibly represent you, like the skeleton. Maybe you're a Scorpio, because like death reminds me, the death card reminds me of Scorpio. So you could possibly be a Scorpio, and you're unlocking the door to becoming this King of Cups. You're like passing that door currently. You're going through the transition into becoming the King of Cups. This could also represent maybe somebody who you are protecting and locking away. Maybe you're locking away a queen or a king and protecting them. Could also maybe represent, maybe you're locking away the King of Cups just right now, still contemplating on what you need to do in order to unlock that door. Okay, we have XP, more experience. You're getting more experience, more luck, more. Could also be maybe you have an X with the name of P. Somebody has. We also have L. I'm thinking of luck, having more luck, especially since it's on the star card. And then A, alignment. I'm thinking of the word alignment with A. We have another P here. P and S. S for study, school, anxiety about school. Yeah, I think that's all we have here. With the pentacle, I'm thinking more, we have P, so maybe that represents pentacle. You're being more stable, more, financially stable, more grounded. So that could be representing that. Anyways, that is all I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for staying to the very end. I hope you found some messages that resonate with you. And let me know how I did in the comments. I would love to hear. Anyways, thank you, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi, my beautiful Pile 3s. If you chose the Prism Oracle deck, which looks like which looks like this. This will be your reading about what makes you attractive. So, let's talk about the signs. We have very strong Scorpio energy. Not only mentioning I'm a Scorpio, and also we have new moon and full moon in Scorpio. So, we also have, besides that, we also have Aries, we have Capricorn, and we have, what does the world represent? Give me one moment. I think it represents, what does it represent? One moment, please. I'm pretty sure it's like a planet. I don't think it rules anything specifically. Oh, Saturn. Okay. So maybe you could check the chart of where your Saturn planet is lying. But yeah, anyways, so we have Scorpio, so you could possibly have a moon in Scorpio specifically. You could also possibly have an Aries in your Saturn placement or a Capricorn in your Saturn placement. What else? We have the special number 13 here, which represents, I think the 13th house represents Scorpio. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, and you know I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I would love to be corrected. Alright, let's start off with the dragon. You've got the dragon card. And the dragon basically represents somebody who is just seeing one's true self and balancing their ego. So I think you're definitely first off, you're definitely a very, like, mysterious, sexy person. We have a lot of Scorpio energy. That's what that, gives me. I think you're also possibly, I think people definitely find you very sexy or attractive and just mysterious, so they always want to get to know you more. And you're not the type of person that shares much. Maybe you're very, like, quiet, or you don't say much. You're like, you really focus on what you say, and the little things that you do say mean a lot. Like, they're very, you speak small, but it's well processed words, I guess. I don't know how to better, what is that? It's like you speak small, but when you do speak, it means a lot. So yeah, so with the dragon too, you could be quite courageous, and visionary, being able to see your true self. So you could also possibly be going through a great change of inner reflection. I think you've became a person that your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are, like, inseparable. You guys understand each other well. You understand the light aspects, you understand the dark aspects of you, and you find balance between them. Especially since we have the Devil card that talks about finding more balance with, the dark attributes of yourself. So it said a little example for the card is, you look yourself in the mirror and you're the only one that could see through your eyes and see that other person there, with you. And understand them and get a glimpse of the self behind the self. The dragon can see beauty everywhere. Maybe you're a person, another thing that makes you attractive is that you romanticize the world around you. You appreciate the little things. You see greatness when others don't. You're very appreciative. You also could have an inner fire, inner passion. You're very passionate, and just a very sacred intelligence, like spirituality. You could be very spiritual, that no one else could really understand, or not a lot of people around you can understand, or understand how you are so wise, especially at, you know, maybe if you're at a young age, they're like, how is this person so wise, you know? How are they able to learn this, yet they're the same age as me, and I haven't, you know? So, another thing too is you could be balancing your true self and your ego, and have been through some sort of awakening. I think have found, oh my god, what the hell is happening? I can't even like talk. I'm like dying. You're definitely like finding a balance between your ego and true self. I think maybe you went through a time where you were a people pleaser, or that you let people, you know, walk all over you, or abuse you, or take advantage of you, and to the point where you started to realize you need to start sticking up for yourself more, and maybe you grew an ego where your ego was just a wall to like protect yourself from the insecurities you made or had because of this past. And now you're finding out that, you know, having a big ego is just covering up those insecurities, and what you really need to do is work out those insecurities and find a balance between the protection of yourself and your true kind self, you know, to work together. Find out what is, you know, insecurity, and what is just constructive criticism, you know? That's the best way I could put it. Another thing, I think, let's talk about the Scorpio cards now. So the first Scorpio card let's talk about will be Time to Release Negativity. It's kind of interesting how we have the new moon and then it's the full moon. Maybe you're in transition, or you've been through multiple cycles already past this, you know, the past. And this is where you truly are right now, and this is what makes you so attractive. People see you growing from your past. They've seen this growth. They notice this change, and they're like, holy crap, like, this person is spectacular. The fact that they were able to grow so much within this short amount of time, or learn so much and be such a intelligent, emotionally intelligent person. Another thing too, so with the release negativity, this is possibly what you're working out now, or who you are currently, or what you were in the past. Somebody who is quite paranoid or nervous, and this card is just letting this person know to stop worrying, you know, release that negativity around whatever situation, or release that person who's bringing that toxic energy. Maybe you're the type of person that flows through change very easily. You go through transformations very easily. You know, the Death card, which talks about transformation, is literally Scorpio. So Scorpio people can easily, like, you know, they know when to close that door. They know when to start a new cycle. And maybe you're the type of person that knows when things have to change. You know when to shed your skin of the past, which people you find very attractive. You know, you stick up for yourself. You stick up for, you're very, like, what is the word? Adaptable. You're very, you're always adapting to the times. You're always adapting to change. And that's what also makes you so attractive and, like, sexy, is because you are always changing. There's always something new that will be brought to you. You're just interesting and exciting. So you could be also the type of person that closes the doors when it comes to toxic people. You know when the line has been crossed. maybe there was a person that has took advantage of you, or, you know, abuse, like, I don't like to keep saying the word, so I won't, but they said that in the book, so that's why I said it. But somebody who took advantage of you and of your kindness and your niceness. And maybe you also in the past attract those people because you were so nice. And now that you stick your foot down, you don't let those people, like, pierce that wall that you have. You don't let those people even pass the wall because you know the red flags. You know who those people are before you even get to meet them. You don't attract those types of people anymore. You only attract the people who are in your best interest, because now you started respecting yourself and your boundaries. Another thing too, with both of these cards, they talked about having a very like a new sense of a new sexuality, or like sexy time coming out. Maybe you ended a relationship recently, or and you're gonna have more options, possibly be like in that, no shame, obviously no hate. I love, like, you know, do what you want, this is your life. We love, you know, we love that you're happy. Possibly like a hoe phase. I know people don't like that word, or player phase, you know. But like it doesn't matter who you sleep with, as long as you're happy. Like, you know, I hate when people hate on people like that. It's like, why do you even care? Why do you feel so insecure that you gotta like hate on somebody for having partners? Like, stupid. Anyways, so you could possibly go in through like a hoe phase where you start talking to like multiple people, having fun, you know, not taking anything seriously, you know, living your life, doing what it is that you want. And honestly, I think it will bring a lot of fun and spontaneous adventures with you. This card, maybe you're a very spontaneous person. Maybe people are starting to notice that you're, you know, possibly single, or notice that you're becoming more adventurous, more willing to say yes to the crazy experience or the opportunities. Maybe you're like a yes man who says yes a lot, and maybe that's another thing that people like about you a lot, is because you're always willing, you're always down to do fun things. In another way, though, just be aware, you know, say no to the things that make you feel uncomfortable, you know. Obviously, I think this is just talking about experiences and adventures, but if you have a feeling that maybe this isn't the best idea, then, you know, put that foot down and stay with the no. You can say no. You don't always have to say yes. People will like you even when you say no as well. They'll be like, wow, this person isn't a pushover. The fact that they were able to say no, you know? We also have a lot of green here. Green also means a lot, means abundance, means being more grounded, more having more materialistic things, possibly. Maybe you are, so when I say becoming grounded, it's more of like, you're not in the paranoid freak out mode constantly anymore. Maybe you're becoming more relaxed, more, you know, go with the flow, go with the wind. Like, I sit down and I meditate, I take my time, I take everything day by day, go slow, like that type of, you're being more stable. You're not jumping from thing to thing. You're staying at where you need to be for right now, and really contemplating what your next move is. You're not being impulsive. Green also can represent abundance or wealth. Maybe you got a job recently, or you are just creating more future possibilities for yourself. Maybe you're investing in like a 401k, or you are doing stocks, or you're doing you're selling stuff, or you have your own business, you're starting your own business, maybe having like little small business online, things like that. So that also talks about a little bit over here as well. The World, I think, mentions that, as well as the Queen of Pentacles. So that's kind of funny that we have the Queen of Pentacles next to the Balance. I think also with the Balance card, some advice to give you is maybe to find balance between that online business or that work, that whatever is you're doing a lot of to get money. Maybe find balance within that and your work life, because like that's kind of like a hobby or like your side gig versus what you're doing now. Find a balance between those. Also could just be maybe find a balance between the business. I almost said DEPOP because I have a DEPOP, but the business versus your school life. Maybe put a little bit more effort in your school life, or put more effort in to your side thing before, find balance. I also think you are a great balanced person, and I think that's another thing that people find you attractive is you're a type of person that they can confide with. Maybe you always are willing to see every side of the situation, having everybody different perspectives, zooming out and looking at the big picture of what's truly going on. Maybe people really love that because you balance between your heart and your mind. This coherence talks about balancing your heart and your mind. Maybe you like to, you're compassionate for others and you like to think logically about the situation, but you also tell them the truth as well as being compassionate. Another thing that finds you greatly attractive is your self-love for yourself. People see the effort you put into yourself, and they see the care that you put in. They also see that you are the type of person that not that you have your wall up. I think maybe you do have your wall up with others now, but it's like it's like a good wall. It's not like a toxic wall where you don't talk to anybody. You have a wall up to where it's like if somebody says something that you don't like, you don't take it personally. You don't let it absorb through your skin. You just rub it off, because you know that who you are, you know that you love yourself, and you know who you will be in the future. You don't let that get to you anymore. I think also you create a sense of like self-love where it's like you create like a healthy relationship with others as well. Like you're compassionate for yourself and you're compassionate for others, but you don't let other people find ways to take advantage. You create, if somebody you see is trying to use you or in some way, you create space. And you like you're friends with them, but you're like, I'm friends with you and I appreciate you and our friendship, but I'm not going to be that close of a friend with you, because you see who they are. And also another thing, like obviously you could communicate with them possibly and talk things out. That's always a great way of doing that. But if you feel like you've tried talking things out, just be like, you know what, it's fine. Create that space and live your life. Don't let their insecurities or negativities pierce you or pierce through your skin. Another thing too, I think you are great with change. I think I mentioned this already. You flow with change easily. You know that life is always changing and you are adaptable. You kind of just go with the flow, go with the waves, because you know that you can't control the future, you can't control the past. The past has already happened. There's nothing you could do to change it. Don't focus on the past anymore. You could appreciate those memories and remember those memories, but know that the present is your time. The present day that you're living now is your time to shine. Don't worry about the future, because you don't know what the future holds. You don't know where you're going to be. life changes so crazily and just drastic that it's like the universe has some sort of control over it. You know, you have no idea where they're going to bring you. So focus on the present, go with the flow, and, you know, and let those whatever you're stressing out about come when it's time. You know, don't stress out about it now. There's no reason to stress out about the future now. I think another thing is people see now that you're so laid back or just like not stressing out about anything anymore. And you just like, you don't like care anymore about, like, you care for others and you care for yourself, but it's like you don't care about the stress anymore. You don't let it get to you. You're like, whatever, I don't care. And that's another thing that people love, is because they're like, holy crap, like this person's so chill, so laid back, like I want to be like them. Like that's so like intriguing. Another thing, the weight of the world. You could possibly be somebody who struggles with grudges or struggles with having healthy relationships with others, possibly a lot in the past. And maybe some advice that the universe or your spirit guides would like to give you is, you know, keep at it. Growth takes time. You're still growing. You're still learning. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You know, you're human. Life, you know, you can't control the past. Whatever mistakes you make, it's fine. All you can do from the past is learn from it and know that things take time. Keep setting those boundaries. Keep trying to let go of those things, those grudges or whatever's holding you back in life. Close that door and know that you can't do anything to change it. Might as well forgive and forget. Obviously, you're forgiving for yourself. You're forgiving for your own inner peace. You're not perfect. Whatever happened, whatever mistakes were made, you know, let it go. I know it is extremely hard to do those things. And the best advice that I could give is know that, you know, keep those boundaries set. If you see someone's constantly, that person that you're holding a grudge with, if you see that they are constantly taking advantage or finding a way to use you, distance yourself. If you tried, obviously communicate with them and try to communicate and work things out for your best interest. But if that doesn't work out, then just create space and don't let them, whatever they do, don't let it get to you. Set boundaries, say what you want, and say how, you know, the things that you need. And if they cross those lines, then, you know, retaliate. Like, put your foot down and don't act like that the fact that they, you know, stepped over that boundary, that it's okay. You have to stay firm, stay stuck, and stay strong. Another thing, let's talk about the tarot cards here a little bit more specifically. It definitely said a lot about holding grudges. Maybe you hold grudges. Maybe also another thing that people like about you is that you're not holding grudges anymore. They see that you're growing. They see that you're learning. They see that, you know, you're becoming a more understanding, emotionally intelligent person. Okay, so another thing too, working through your fears. Did I even like really talk about that card? Okay, well, it says as somebody who came through a rebirth, a phoenix rising from the ashes, a birth, a death, a new start ahead. Maybe you jumped into the darkness and you jumped into the unknown, and people are like, wow, like, look at how brave they are, the fact that they were able to do that, because they knew that out of the darkness was going to bring a deep, transformative, transition for them, you know? It also suggests that you were magical, like you could be a very magical person. Maybe you are the type of person that can predict things, or you say, like, you're like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and like you try to warn people, and or like just mention them, like you try to mention the red flags, and then they go through, your friends go through the experience, or your loved ones go through experience, and they come back to you and they're like, wow, like you were right. You know, maybe you're very like you can see through people. You could see what people are going to do before they do it. Like you can just tell. Maybe you're also very observant. Observant. Oh my god, what the hell. So you watch and you learn. You're very wise. There also could have been recently a drought of emotional intimacy recently, like a little, you know, like life is like a cycle. There's ups and downs. Maybe recently you were at a down point and you were having a struggle with emotional intimacy, whether it be with a partner or with others. And now you're going to go up to a up cycle. Now it's going to be at a high pitch where now the sex life is going to grow, or your emotional intimacy is growing with others. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into the body, mind, and spirit. So another thing that people could possibly love about you or like about you or find attractive is that you're deep, you're real, you're not, you know, you're not fake. You like to observe, you like to go deep within them, ask them deep questions. You know, you want to get to know them. You want to know how their body's doing, their mind's doing, their spirit is doing. Also, this is just a message, work through your fears, you know, like that's all I can say with that. It's like whatever you're scared about or whatever you're worried that's going to happen, like just go with the flow. Go with the flow. This person could also possibly be someone who used to be jealous or obsessive. Maybe that's another thing you are learning about and people find attractive, is that you learned from those. Maybe you were quite of a jealous person and now you learned that that was just based off of insecurity. And then obsessiveness is because you always imagined the other person to be magical or special, and then you realize that they're human just like you. All right. So with the, let me talk a little bit more about the love card. You have great for yourself. You find compassion for others, being more understanding, respecting your boundaries, setting boundaries, not letting others harm you or get in your way and ruin your energy. So I pretty much talked about that before. So let's talk about the tarot cards. Okay, so we have, first off, the Emperor. This is the one I defined first. Usually you have like major arcana cards. You have 3 of them, which is quite spectacular. We have the World, the Emperor, and the Devil. And basically that's just like the overall storytelling of what this story is going to be about. So we have the Emperor. You could possibly be a very authoritative person. You are like the boss. You are the person who's reliable, dependable. You could also be a little bit stubborn, aggressive, and demanding. Those could be like some of the shadow selves that you are trying to work on or balance between. You know, sometimes it's good to be aggressive when it's, you know, you have to take leadership. Obviously, it's not, you have to find balance. It's not always good to be aggressive, but like sometimes you gotta take control, you know? This person also keeps their guard up to make sure that everyone around them knows that he is in control and will never really fully show their emotions, which is fantastic because they only open up to the real. They only open up to the people that are real, there to support them and give them advice. Maybe they only really show their emotions to real friends, to the real ones, you know, the ones that they know that they can trust at the end of the day, that aren't the ones who are going to talk crap or talk behind their back. They could also just be very it's very good though, because now they don't let anybody take advantage. You know, they don't show that vulnerability to just anybody. So the World is a completion card. Maybe you are going through an end. You know, you're completing all the accomplishments that you want. You're completing the those tasks. Could also be somebody who likes to travel, which is very attractive. You're very spontaneous. You're like, oh, let's make plans. Let's go do this. Let's go see the world. And everyone's just like, oh, like, I want to spend my life with this person, or I want to be best friends with this person, or I look up to this person. She soaks up a sense of her achievements, will always focus on seeing the task through. And the World personality also is very globally aware and open to different experiences of different cultures. She is a well-traveled person. Another thing, because the Devil card is here, I mean, it's in reverse, so the fact that the Devil is here makes me really think that this represents an end of weakness, an end of feeling helpless. You've became the Emperor. You're not gonna, you're not helpless anymore. You're not being kind to just anybody. People have to work for your respect and kindness. I mean, obviously you should be kind to everybody, but if people aren't kind to you, you don't have to be kind back to them. It's always good to be kind to them, of course. Like, that's what makes you such a kind person, and that's what makes you mature. But like, you don't have to kiss this person's ass. That's what I'm saying. And with the Devil, so there's a lot with the Devil. The Devil is highly prone to addictive, codependent behavior, indulges in excessive and intense experiences. Instead, could be very obsessive, looks out for the next ultimate experience, doesn't understand or care about long-term health or well-being. Could also be the person's feeling as a powerless victim. Could be somebody who suffered from abusive actions from others. Can be prone to being taken advantage of, or attracting people, abusers, and can also be indulging in bad habits as addiction. So that could be possibly your past. This was your past. This is who you were before. The weak, fragile person that everybody just used and took advantage of. And now the end of the cycle, you're this Emperor now. And people are like, holy crap, who is this? People are like, damn, this Emperor is so goddamn attractive. Like, they can't even, they're like, holy crap, You could have also this could also be something that you're possibly working out now. Maybe you are a codependent person, or used to be a codependent person. Maybe you always were on top of your partner or your relationship, constantly needing to spend time with them, like, upset that they didn't spend enough time with you, or things like that. And you have to know that other people have their lives. To have a healthy relationship, there needs to be a balance. Set plans on what days you guys can hang out, and then understand, like, other days where you have time for yourself, they have time for themselves. You have time to spend with your friends as well as your family. Could possibly be as well addiction. Maybe you've been through some sort of addiction, or was addicted to something: alcohol, drugs, your phone, unhealthy lifestyle. And now you are growing into the Queen of Pentacles, who is somebody who is taking better care of themselves. They're finding more balance between work and life, more balance between healthy versus happiness. Like, maybe you, once in a while, you eat like something unhealthy, but then most of the time you're always taking care of yourself. you are willing, you're like, you know, I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness to be healthy, but like, I also want to take care of myself. You find a balance. Could also just be, you just find a balance within everything. You're a very balanced person. This reminds me of a lot of Libra energy. You could possibly have some Libra placements. Also, you could be somebody who's finding more balance within, you know, taking care of yourself versus taking care of others. You could find more balance in your work versus your happiness. You could be finding more balance with, like, just everything. You could be on a level, you could be leveling up and having more potential of letting go those unhealthy attachments. Maybe you've changed a lot and you're becoming a more healthy, well-rounded person because you're finding balance between your light and shadow self. You've dealt with shadow work, you're working with your shadow self, you understand that there is a shadow self. You're also, you know, you're releasing those things that are harmful to you in order to have a better psyche, mental health. You know, you're creating a healthier diet, watching less TV, you quit smoking, spending more time with your loved ones, focusing more on you or your goals that you want to take advantage of. It's the ultimate goal of releasing and having freedom. This could also appear if you're getting into a very deep, dark place, like depression or having really bad anxiety, and whether you're ready or not. And this is saying, you know, when you take this path, you do find strength and confidence to seek understanding of your innermost shadow self. So you either release them or integrate them into your life into a more constructive way. When you do so with resistance, it could be very confronting as you may begin to release the very different person that you thought you were. If you're struggling with anxiety and depression, and if that resonates, please seek time to find out other help or find other help like a therapist or somebody you can confide that with. So that could be possibly something that resonates of what you're dealing with now. That could also just be talking more about your past. This is what you dealt with. This is, people have saw that you were able to get out of this deep, dark place, and they see this light that just ultimately shines through. And it's like, wow, like, this person is more than I could even expected. Like, they are more than I even imagined. They thought that you couldn't do it. They thought that, you know, you weren't going to be able to, you know, make it out alive. And you did. You know, appreciate that accomplishment. You were able to do that. And people congratulate you. People look up to you. People are like, wow, look how freaking strong this person is. This person is just like, wow, you know? Okay. So I hope that helped. I know I talked very fast and very quickly. So I'm going to do some cards for you. Don't mind me taking a little sippy sip of my water. We're going to pull some cards here. We got mouth, communication. Okay, Scorpio cards. Please pull out a message that could resonate a little bit more with our Scorpio card. We have legs. This could be maybe you're working out your legs more, or maybe you're having fear about your legs or something. Maybe you are putting your foot down, you know, you're standing in your ground, legs. Maybe somebody really finds your legs attractive or likes, ooh. If this doesn't resonate, just ignore it, but maybe there's somebody who likes to be in between your legs. Okay, move on. We're moving on. Oh my god. Car. Maybe you like to spend time in your car and just drive, and just let it take you to where, like, just take you randomly to some place. Kind of just go with the flow, and you're like, oh, like, I wanted up here, I'm here now. And you're just like, yeah, like, this is my life, you know, like, you love it. Like, this is, you like to see where your car takes you. You could also possibly use your car and driving as a place of thinking. Maybe you think a lot when you're driving. That's like your meditative, the way you meditate. Okay, dragon. Ow, I hurt my wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. Also, you could possibly, maybe you're having some sort of allergies or some sort of reaction to something. Because I woke up, like, before I did this reading, I woke up with, like, a big, like, my palm is extremely itchy and, like, hurting. So maybe you're having some sort, I looked it up to see what it was, and it was like, oh, like, could be allergies or something. And then it also said you could possibly be getting a lot of wealth coming into your life. That was like the spiritual meeting, and I'm like, I probably just have freaking allergies, but like the fact that a spiritual meeting came out is kind of crazy. So I was like, oh, maybe. So you could possibly be getting financial abundance soon. Okay, dragon, something with dragon. Two. Say, oh, wow. Can't see, open your eyes. That's crazy that we have an eye over an eye. So this could just be saying that you've went through an awakening. Could also just be that maybe there's something in your life currently that you need to open your eyes to, that you aren't fully seeing just yet. We have good idea. That could be in correlation to what I was saying about, you know, it's also okay to say no sometimes. You know, obviously say yes to the things you want to do and to the adventures. You know, don't say no just because you're like, oh, I'm tired. Like, go out and have fun, you know. This is your time to be adventurous. I think you also are living in the moment currently. You're like, life is too short to sit around and do nothing. Maybe you're really like, wow, like, you're changing your perspective and you're looking out and you're like, wow, I'm like a little speck of dust in the universe. I'm going to live my life because my life is short and I'm going to do the things I want to do. But you also know you're not stressing out about it and being like, oh my God, like, you know, the world is ending. But you also know, like, whatever you're stressing out about isn't going to matter in the future. Live your life the way you want to live. Spend the time you want to do on the things you love. You know, and don't stress out about the future. Okay, time to release negativity. Oh. Okay, we got respect yourself. Okay. Maybe there's somebody in your life that is currently testing you, saying release your negativity. Maybe it's somebody you got to cut yourself off from who is possibly not respecting you. Obviously use your intuition with that. We also have 2 peas in a pod. I think that's for your mind and your heart. Like, also, by the way, that person could possibly have brown hair that you need to cut yourself off from. By the way, 2 peas in a pod. Make your mind and your heart 2 peas in a pod. You know, they're best friends. Like, make them like, they need to work together. Obviously, the heart sometimes hurts longer than the brain does, especially if you're getting out of a relationship. That's funny that I say that. You know, sometimes it's harder for your heart to change its mind rather than your actual mind. But know that if your gut feels that it's best to walk away, then, you know, it's for the best. I still care about you. This could possibly be somebody from the past who still cares about you and still wants you, but know that they only disrespected you or didn't allow you to respect yourself or took advantage. Could also just be you telling yourself that you still love yourself. You still care about yourself. You still, even if you know, you still have this person in your life, you still care about yourself, and maybe you should contemplate whether this person should be cut off or should be distanced or communicated with. Okay, let's just put one card for the tarot cards. We have stomach. Maybe your solar plexus chakra could be worked on. Could also just be, you know, trust your gut. Whatever your gut is telling you, trust it. Solar plexus is basically like your gut. Yellow, that's the yellow chakra. Maybe you could look up what to do in order to strengthen that. Balance. We have dinner date. Oh, maybe you are with someone currently or want to go on a date with somebody. Maybe bring some more excitement into that life and go on a dinner date with them. Oh my god, we have respect yourself twice. Okay. Wow, okay. So definitely respect yourself. And that means, by what I mean is respect yourself, understand where the lines have been crossed and where you need to establish better boundaries. So like, maybe journal, write with yourself what it is that you need and where you need to set better boundaries, and understand that even the littlest thing of somebody crossing the line is you allowing yourself to be disrespected. Like, for example, you have friends, right? And they post a picture of you where you're trashed and you look like shit, and they post it online. And then they say, had such a good time, whatever. They might not think, to understand their perspective, they might not know if you're upset with that, you know? They don't know, like maybe they just thought that would be okay because they didn't know. You didn't, you know, let them know that to not post bad pictures of them, of yourself. And so they don't know, and that's why they posted. They're just, you know, trying to have a fun, good time or whatever, and love that photo or love that memory. And you're like, you're not okay with it. And you're like, you know what, like, I really don't like that they posted that picture, and I'm kind of mad with them. If you're mad, if you're upset, if you're feeling, you know, mad about it, communicate, be like, hey, like, do you think you could take that photo down? I don't really like when bad pictures of me are posted. Like, I know you just wanted to do it for fun, and I know you probably just didn't know, but please, can you take the photo down? And then if they're like, you know, I understand, like, that's you respecting yourself. The fact that you were able to, you know, stick up for yourself and say something respectfully, versus you saying, you know what, it's not that big of a deal, I'll just forget about it and let it go. Because if you do the littlest thing, you let, you know, somebody cross that line, you will allow others to cross that line as well. Don't let that happen, okay? Always speak up. Speak up when something upsets you. You're not a bitch for saying something. You're not a bitch. And if anyone says that you are a bitch for saying something, then they're not there for you. They're not your real friend. They're just there to take advantage of you. They're trying to gaslight you. They're trying to manipulate you, okay? Stay away. So another scenario, if you said that, you're like, hey, can you take that photo down, blah, blah, blah. And the girl's like, or your friend's like, I don't understand why it's that big of a deal. It's just a photo, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're overreacting, blah, blah, blah. she's not your friend. She's there to take advantage. She's there to manipulate. She's there to use you, okay? And if she was understanding, if she understood that you were upset and you did it respectfully, she would have just been like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'll take it down. That is somebody who you want to cut ties with because they are not willing to communicate or hear you. Best way that I can help. Yeah, so, and that could be with anybody, with anything, with anybody, your family, your friends, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your grandparents, anybody in your life, set boundaries with them, okay? All right, so we also have look at your third last photo taken. Focus on that. Maybe there's something specific about that photo that wants to be shared with you. Maybe it's a picture of a friend or a picture with an ex or a picture with somebody specific that the universe wants you to look at and reflect on. All right, lastly, we are going to pull some charms and then I'll be done with your reading. I also am doing a little experiment. I'm starting to make a bunch of different random words and I'm folding them up in these tiny little papers and putting them in my bag here. So I recently just did 100 words of A-letter words. I'm going to do all the letters, all the words in the alphabet, letters in the alphabet, oh my god. And for right now, we only have A for you, so you could possibly the letter A could be significant. If not, take what resonates. But, so I currently just put 100 words of A letters, so maybe one will come out that is significant for you. All right, 1, 2, 3. A lot of things dropped out of my hands. Oh, we got 3 A-letter words. Oh, no, we have a lot, actually. We have L, K, and this note, I think, was stuck to me. Got a piece of hair, too. We got, cat hair. Maybe you have a cat. I have a cat. All right, let's read these. So we have... Oh, my God. We have accuse. Maybe somebody accused you of something or somebody else accused you. Don't let it, or you accuse somebody, but if someone accused you, don't let it get to you. They're just, they don't know the full story. They're not looking at the entire perspective. Maybe you accuse something and you're not looking at the entire perspective. Maybe you haven't seen their point of view. So accuse. So that was there. We also have the number 12. Maybe 12 is significant. It's kind of funny that it's right after 13. Maybe you have some family or friends that are from Austria, or Austria is significant to you. Maybe you traveled there. Some sort of significance. Did I open this one? I think I did. Yeah, okay. We also have 5 words. Oh no, we have 6. Wow, we have a lot. Maybe I need to add more charms. Abs. Maybe somebody you know has abs. Maybe you have abs. Maybe the guy you're talking to has abs. Okay, we have able. Somebody who's able. So maybe you're able to respect yourself. This person is easily able to respect you, There's somebody who's able. Take it how it resonates. I don't really know what else to say for that word. We also have awful. I think there's somebody in your life that is awful that you need to cut ties with. Or maybe somebody who makes you feel awful. Maybe you cried a lot about this person. Too much already. If you cried once, it's too much. Degree. Maybe someone's burning a degree on you, or turn the degree on you, or I don't know how to explain it. Giving you a degree. Maybe you're gonna graduate somewhere. Maybe somebody is putting you on the spot, or like, you know, making you to seem out to be the bad guy. Okay, we have, right, I don't like to move them. I like to put them near each other. I should probably just unfold these. Sorry, I apologize. I'll try to do it fast. Okay, we have degree here. We have accuse. Okay, we have accuse and degree next to each other. So maybe they accused you and they're putting you on the degree. We have Austria. Maybe the person's from Austria that's putting you on the degree. We have M over the I still care about you. Maybe it's somebody with the name M. It could be somebody that you're currently involved with. Let's take these out. We also have the butterfly over the dragon, talking about transition, awakening. Maybe you need to go through another awakening or transformation. Possibly do some journaling, contemplating, isolation. Or not isolation, meditation. Awful. Maybe somebody with the letters M-U-K. Or maybe muck. A schmuck. Maybe a schmuck with abs is treating you awfully. A schmuck. I'm dead, bro. We also have an S on car. Maybe you like to watch sunsets. Oh crap, I forgot where this one was. I think it was like here. Able. I think this person is able to treat you better, but they just don't care to. And they treat you awfully. Maybe this is somebody you gotta cut ties with. Maybe they also have brown hair. We have S. So maybe you like to look at sunsets or sunrises. We have V, F, Q. I just thought of Valentine's Day because there's a heart right next to it. Wanting to be your Valentine. Maybe they think you're a cutie. We got a butterfly, awakening, transformation. Take. I feel like take the time or take the opportunity to grow more. You're always going to be growing, you're always going to be changing. Life just changes, you know? Like it doesn't stop here. IG, maybe your Instagram, something about your Instagram, saying more yes, good idea, saying no, possibly, maybe that resonates with something about your Instagram. Maybe you could just ignore people. Maybe there's people that are reaching out that you're just like, why am I even texting this person? Just ignore. Finding peace for yourself, peace. We have Pentacles, finding balance between work and life over the Queen of Pentacles. We got Teddy Bear. We see love. There's also, it's really funny because this teddy bear has like a heart. I don't know if you could see it. There's like a M in the heart. Oh, no. There's like an M. So this is like maybe you're nurturing to this M or want to find more nurturing love for this person. This star says just for you over the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe there's somebody who's just there for you, like this teddy bear M person. They're just for you. They're made for you. They're soulmate. Could also just be that just for you, like the wealth that may be coming is just for you. The mat could also be the mat. Oh my god, maybe their person is Matt. They are like made to be nurturing to you, I guess. We also have a wing, like flying away, growing your wings, like being able to take risks. Could also be some sort of air sign there. We have met. Maybe, ooh, maybe the person that's accusing you to a degree is an air sign and they like the Mets. That could be something. Could also just be somebody that you just met. Maybe you just met them. Maybe you're asking why, or like why. It's also funny that we have a yellow dice over the stomach card, which is literally talks about solar plexus, and solar plexus is the yellow chakra. Maybe you're asking why they're giving you the degree, or you're wondering like what the hell, like why are they doing that? Maybe somebody's talking behind your back. We have like a love letter dove, like a dove bringing a letter. Maybe I just thought of dry messages, like somebody's sent you like a dry message, like K. Or maybe you're asking yourself why you met this person. I have no idea what this is, to be honest with you. This reminds me of like infinite, like, this reminds me of Doctor Strange, honestly. Like, there's infinite like realities or universes, like there's infinite ways of going about things, there's infinite like different ties, like anything is possible. It's up to you to decide what it is that you want, you know. That's what I get from that. Okay, thank you so much for staying to the very end. I hope this reading has helped you in any way possible. If you like this reading, please leave a comment down below, possibly a eye emoji. I'd really appreciate it. Or tell me some things that were accurate, tell me some things that weren't accurate. I would love to know. Anyways, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye!